I have with me Mr. Rajeev Varman, CEO of Burger King India. Thank you so much for speaking to BloombergQuint and congratulations on listing on exchanges today.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. To start off with, now that you've listed, can you give us an idea as to how your Q3 numbers are panning out at this point in time, considering, most of the lockdown has been lifted and even mall stores have now opened up?
Yeah. So I'll keep my communication to what we have opened so far. So if you look at, obviously everything was closed in early March or late March and early April. We slowly since then opened restaurants, and today, if you look at our portfolio of 268 restaurants, 249 of those restaurants are open. The balance are going to open in due time. The sales are slowly coming back. Delivery sales have almost come back, completely. And then, the other sales, the dine-in sales and so forth will come back. There's always, obviously, from time to time, different areas which are, a red alert area or areas where, they stop dine-in for a period of time. Sometimes it's a day, sometimes it's more than that. So we are hoping to back on the industry analysis and their projection moving forward. The expectation is in F22 Q1 and Q2 are basically going to be a couple of quarters that normalcy will come back to pre-COVID numbers, and then Q3 and Q4 they're obviously looking at this going north of the pre-COVID numbers by about 10%. That's what they're talking about, and I think I'm just aligning my company behind those numbers.
Okay. Uh, compared to Q2, has Q3 seen better footfalls because you have more
Yeah,
dine-in outlets?
yeah. So the malls opened up just recently, as you know, and post opening of the malls, the movie theaters also just opened recently. And with the opening of the new movies have not yet come released yet, but as those movies start releasing, and those things will start falling in line. But yeah, the malls just are open and the movie theaters are open, and as the new movies, so we're kind of moving in that positive direction.
Okay. Do we expect all 268 stores to be operational by the end of the quarter? And what is your target of store openings by the end of this financial year? Are you
Yeah,
still on track with your store opening?
yeah. So we have opened a few stores this year, and we're going to open a handful of more stores before the end of this year. I think another 3 or 4 stores will be opened before the end of this year. So our expectation is to be, between openings and what we have, to be slightly north of 270 or so.
Okay. And do we expect you to open more highway stores by the highway, your outlets by the highway, because that's what you had outlined. Would you still keep to that plan, or are there
Yes,
any other places that you're
yeah.
looking to
So
open
last time
stores?
we spoke,
Yes.
I articulated at length our strategy in terms of moving forward. So nothing has changed from that. I think we will continue to drive. If you look at the malls in India, we've pretty much covered all major malls. I think there's a handful of few more malls that we need to go into. There's additional 15, 20 malls that come in every year into India. So we will continue to grow in those malls. But predominantly the growth moving forward is from these areas, which is high streets. It's going to be drive-through restaurants, highway, freeway restaurants. It's going to come in from our metro locations and such. So this is where we see a lot of growth coming in. We will definitely continue to grow in malls. I think it's a good business for us to continue to.
Okay. Would the size of your stores change post, in this post-COVID, or actually we're still in the COVID era, but will that actually change the sizing of your stores?
So if you look at, when we launched in 2014, we launched with a very, very good compact, footprint. Our restaurants, gauge anywhere from 1,800 square feet to, 2,400 square feet. Some of the larger ones are at 2,800 square feet. But we have been very conscious coming in a real estate environment 20 years later from the incumbents in a real estate environment that was already very high. We take out windows and now that focus on drive through. I think that's That's the moving forward a real way to operate. But yeah, we'll continue to build. We are comfortable with a footprint of anywhere between 1,800 24. I think we'll continue to build in that direction. Mall restaurants, obviously, food courts are much smaller. They're anywhere from 500 to 1,000 square feet, and there's no plans to change that footprint either.
Okay. Can you give us your outlook on raw material costs?
So, we have some long-term agreements in place. So we protect the business by having those agreements in place. But also, you got to appreciate that we are opening so many restaurants. And as we open more restaurants, we actually increase the amount of buying we do, which gives us actually some economies of scale in terms of how we can negotiate, whether it is negotiating more lower prices with the existing vendor or bringing in multiple vendors to bring some synergies there as well. So we look forward to continuing to drive a very strong performance in margins on food costs.
Okay. And lastly, can you tell us what is your product pipeline looking like from here on? How many more Indian flavors are we looking from Burger King?
Right, great. I'm a foodie myself, so I can tell you, we just launched, a premium burger menu just a few weeks ago, and it's started looking like London and burgers, not they're really nice. They are like 6 to 8 weeks. They're rare. And these are based on our Whopper products. So whether you saw the Masala Whopper or the Boss Whopper in the past, that we will continue. That's a strategy that we can continue to build on and continue. But over the last little while, we have not only bought in burgers, but on top of burgers, we've also bought in rice in the past. We have bought in egg-based breakfast menu. We have bought in wraps. We have bought in bone-in chicken in the South market, where chicken is more popular. So we've done a lot of innovation. This innovation is part of what we do on a daily basis. So we're going to continue innovating, and just not innovating products, but innovating the way we provide our service, innovating the way we connect with our suppliers. All 360 degrees innovation.
But sir, would more of your launches be on the premium end from now on?
No, actually, we pride ourselves to continue to be a leader in the value market. We will always strive to continue to maintain that position.
Okay. Thank you so much for taking the time out to speak to us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.